Hello, MCDC. I miss all of you guys. As you know, I'm Chef Tasha, and I'm here to show you how to prepare a quick 15 to 20 minute meal, healthy and nutritious for the children at home. So today we're going to be preparing a fish and chips. I have catfish nuggets that I bought from the store for $4.99 in a bag. They were frozen, but we defrosted them. We're going to make a simple coleslaw using some cabbage and some shredded carrot. And then we're going to have our chips, which is a couple of potatoes. Now, I have a family of 4. You know, you may need a little more, a little less, depending on your family size. But this is going to be quick, easy, and nutritious. Okay, so I'm aware that some people may be allergic to fish. If you have a quick chicken breast, or let's say a vegetarian can use tofu, you know, you can prepare it the same way, you know, just maybe not without the fish. So to start, we're going to first heat up our pan of oil. See, I already have a thick cast iron pan. I filled it not even halfway up, a little bit up the rim with oil, because you don't want to cover the fish or the chicken or the portobello mushrooms. You just want to have enough oil in the bottom of the pan to fry it. So I'm going to turn that on now. I'm going to put my oven on a medium heat because you still want to have time to prepare before this gets really hot on you. So be mindful to always watch it. You don't know that the carrot has skin on it. Off of the carrot, because you don't want to have that icky brown skin on the outside of your carrot. And I'm only going to use 1 carrot because it's only 4 of us here. So I'm only going to use 1 carrot. And as you can see, I went all around the carrot. That's it. Okay, so now that I have my grease heating up, I'm going to start my coleslaw. So what this was a whole head of coleslaw that I just cut into a maybe 1/4 quarter piece. And now I'm going to very finely chop very finely, very thin pieces of the cabbage, because you want it as thin. So I'm just going to slice as thinly as I can the cabbage, because coleslaw, every good coleslaw has really thinly sliced. And like I said, I'm only cutting 1/4 because my family is a family of 4. I don't want to overfeed or overcook, you know, things that I don't need. So as you can see, it's really thinly sliced, and then I'm just going to go back across it. Any big pieces you see, you know, take it out. Don't be afraid of the food. Now I'm going to go back across, and I'm going to chop again the long way just to get it in a nice rough chop. But you want it, again, thin, you know, enough to eat, palatable for the kids and for us adults. If you see any big slices, then you can always go back. Keep your fingers back. Always keep things flat. If you're not familiar with a knife, you know, do it slow. Try not to go fast. You know, you're not in a competition. You don't need to go fast. You just want a nice, slow, consistent chop so that everything is chopped up and even. So as you see, I got a nice even chop. And I'm going to put that right over here into this bowl. Then I'm going to take my carrot that you see me clean earlier, and I'm going to use this bad boy, who's like kind of like a shredder, but he kind of shreds it a little more fancier. So as you can see, it's going to shred the carrot in such a way that you're just getting shreds and bits of carrot into your coleslaw. Now, I would prefer you to use the whole carrot if you can. If not, then use as much as the carrot as possible. The carrot is also going to give it its color, a nice texture, and it's also healthy for adults and children. So as you see, I'm just slicing down the carrot, keeping my hands apart. As you see, I have a nice consistency of carrot shreds into my bowl. And I think that's going to be about enough for me and my family. Again, I have a family of 4, and this is plenty. You don't want to waste anything. So, coleslaw. The coleslaw consists of 1 cup of mayo, 1/4 cup of, I would say, apple cider vinegar. If you don't have that, white distilled vinegar is fine. 2 tablespoons to 3 tablespoons of sugar. And you stir it and blend it together in a bowl. You can add a little bit of onion powder or garlic powder, preferably, you know, to your taste. If it's not sweet enough, add a little more sugar, but I wouldn't keep too much sugar in it. So this is mine that I have prepared. You can keep it. It stores up in the refrigerator to up to about a month. I already have some prepared. So I'm just going to take some of mine and I'm just going to pour it over my coleslaw. Not too much. You don't want to drench it up. You don't want it, too saucy. You want to still be able to taste the flavor of the food. Now I'm just going to blend it together in a bowl really quick so that everything has a bit of the coleslaw seasoning. As you can see, it's very well combined. It's not too saucy. You don't see too much of the sauce in the bottom of the bowl. Everything is covered. Everything is mixed. Now I'm going to take that and set it to the side. I'm going to put a piece of the foil over top of it just to set in the fridge. Take the rest of my coleslaw sauce and set aside that. Put that in the fridge. So now that we have the coleslaw set aside, we still hear our oil. Make sure you check your oil. I still hear it popping, so that means it's getting hot. Good. So right now in this bowl, I have 1 egg that I'm just going to scramble up. The egg I'm just going to use to coat whatever meat, fish, whatever you want, whether it's chicken, whether it's fish, whether it's your mushrooms. I'm going to use a little bit just for coating. I like to use the fish fry. It's already seasoned. I take it and I put it in a plastic bag, any bag that you may have available. I put it in the bag. Okay, I didn't use it all. And it's there, it's ready. So what I like to do, after you scramble up the egg, I like to take some Old Bay seasoning. Whether you have salt and pepper, if you have lemon pepper, whatever type of seasoning that you like, you can season your chicken, fish, mushroom, tofu, whatever what you like. I'm going to put some Old Bay. So I'm not going to season it heavy because the seasoning, the fish seasoning itself is seasoned. So I don't want to over season my fish. As you can see, I have a little bit of Old Bay in there. Now I'm going to take that and I'm going to dredge it into the egg. Take a handful, maybe about 6-7 pieces of the catfish nugget, and I'm just going to dredge it into my egg. What that's going to do is add me a coat. It's going to make this fish fry stick directly to that fish, to that chicken, to that eggplant, to that whatever you have that you choose to use. It's going to stick to it. That's what the egg is for. Now I'm going to open up my bag. I'm going to let this drench off because I do not want all of this egg inside of my fish fry. I'm going to lay one piece, a couple pieces down just so that they can get coated up. As you see, I have a big pan, so I can fit a few pieces inside of a pan at one time. Again, you're just dredging whatever meat, fish, chicken, vegetable that you may have just into the egg. I didn't put any seasoning in the egg, no salt, no pepper, anything, because I already seasoned the fish nuggets. So after I get about, let's say, let it drip off. Don't rush it. Let it drip. You don't want all of that inside of your mixture. Now I'm going to change my gloves because I have raw egg on them. My new set of gloves, I wash my hands for 20 seconds. I change my gloves. Anytime you change things, you want to change your gloves or you can cross-contaminate. I don't want to touch my bag with eggs on my hand, so I change my gloves. The eggy fish is inside the bag with the fish fry that we already put inside. So now I'm just going to take it and I'm going to shake it. Shake, 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 Shannara, shake it all the time. Shake, 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 Shannara, shake your body right. Shake it up. Shake, give it a shake. Don't be afraid. Shake it up. That chicken, those mushrooms, that tofu, when you finish shaking and unravel, it should be good and coated. Again, I can smell my grease. Just going to grab a piece out and you watch it hit that grease. If it doesn't sizzle like that, that means your grease is not ready. Once you see it sizzle, your grease is ready. So as you can see, each piece that I'm bringing out of the bag, it's evenly coated. It's a good coat on it. And now I'm going to start panning it up. As you see, it's starting to fry. If you put your meat, fish, vegetable into this pan without seeing that fry, you're going to have a greasy mess. So make sure that your oil is heated up enough so that you will get a good fry, a good crisp on the outside of your meat. That's what I like to hear. And you don't want to overcrowd your pan. You add a few pieces at a time. And I like to cook it skin up. I like to put my meat down into the pan so that the silver skin is on the upside. Again, do not overcrowd your pan. Now I'm going to set that aside. Change my gloves again because now I want to start cutting up our chips. I want to start cutting up my chips. So my chips are my potatoes. I took a couple potatoes. They did have those things that grow out of them. I just pulled them off, rinsed it under some water, and I don't want them really wet because we're going to fry these in grease. So you want to have them as dry as possible. You can take a paper towel, maybe a piece of paper towel just to dry them off a bit because you do not want to put wet into grease. So I'm just going to wipe off my potatoes a little bit, my cutting board, and this is how I get my chips. Now, I'm going to tell you a really, really important thing. When you have anything that rolls, it's very hard to cut. You want to give it a flat surface. So what I like to do is cut a piece of the back side. Now it's flat. Now it's not rolling anywhere. A potato's going to roll. You want to take, again, another piece from off the back side. Not a big piece, but just so that it's flat. I cook chips, so I want to cut these in circles. You can cut them in halves and fourths, however you want to cut them, but these are going to be chips, so I'm going to cut them in circles. See, as you see, my food is very still. It's not rolling. It's not rocking. I have a good surface so that you're not, fooling with. Now, if let's say it gets rocky, you turn it flat. You do not try to keep it up. If it's not flat, you can't cut it. So again, I'm just cutting, again, thinly sliced pieces to get the chip effect. As you can see, I got a couple of chips. I'm going to start again. I'm going to cut off the edge. And I'm just going to go across as far as it allows me, so that my food is not rolling. Once I get to the point that my food is rolling, I'll turn it so that I can start cutting in another direction. You want your food always flat. Do not cut food that's rolling and moving because you'll hurt yourself. Keep an eye on your fish in the pan. Smells delicious here, guys. So again, I'm just keeping my knife steady. I'm not cutting too fast. I see I couldn't keep it still anymore. I'm just going to come back up, roll it down, and cut. Now potatoes. I have a family of 4. I use 3 potatoes. This is plenty. Plenty. I'm just going to take a little salt and pepper. I know you guys have not seen me use this. This is kosher salt, and I have some roughly ground pepper in. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of that on. And I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to tend back to my fish. Okay, so make sure you grab a spatula. One that can go inside of hot liquids. Not something plastic. And I'm going to start turning over a few of my catfish nuggets. And as you can see, it's a beautiful sear on it. I didn't move it. I wasn't going back and forth in the pan. Sometimes people don't stop, messing with it. Just let it cook. I'm using a fork to flip it over. I'm going under with the spatula and using the fork just to flip it over. Again, I didn't overcrowd my pan. So I see that this side is a little more hotter than this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start moving this fish around to here. Make sure your fire is not too hot. You don't want to burn up the fish or the fish batter before the fish actually has time to cook. With potatoes, as you can see, they're browning up really, really good, really well. You want to keep an eye on them. You kind of want to flip them over when needed. Remember, we put flour on top so that you can get a good coating. And they're coated well. You want to keep them in a flat layer, single layer. You don't want them sitting on top of one another. You want them to cook evenly. A quick flip. Look at that. And my fire again is not too high, so the grease is not popping me everywhere and popping all over the place. Okay guys, so now I've let these potatoes fry for about 10 or so minutes. They look fairly done to me. You can always poke to see if it goes right through. If the coat goes right through, they're fairly done. They'll puff up a little bit just to show you. I see the crispiness on them, so I'm just going to very carefully grab them out the grease and put them on the napkin that I prepared earlier for the fish. Very carefully get them out the grease. If you have other means of utensils, I mean, by all means, don't follow me. I'm a chef, I can do this. You know, I want you guys to be safe and careful. If you have tongs, or if you have a big slotted spoon, something that would drain off the oil as you pick it up out of the grease, that would be really good. I did have a couple of more pieces of fish to put back in, just to finish cooking it off. So now I'm going to take that fish right on out of the bag. I'm using my hands, I know guys, but you guys always use gloves. And I'm going to put my last couple of pieces out of the bag into the oil. Now I didn't mention that if you guys don't like to use egg, you can always use water to coat the fish or the meat, because as long as it's wet, it's going to grab hold to the fish fry. This fish fry has been used. It has all type of fish and egg in it, so I'm not going to keep this. I'm going to discard it. Okay, hi. So my family likes to eat tartar sauce with their fish. I'm going to show you a quick, easy way to make some tartar sauce if your family likes it. Take some Hellmann's mayonnaise, and I'm not measuring, but I'm going to take about that much because me and my daughter is probably the only one that's going to eat the tartar sauce. And some sweet relish. So you don't want to put this mayonnaise back into this relish jar. So I'm going to give this a quick rinse off so that I can go into my relish, because that's how you cross-contaminate things. You don't want to put one thing from one thing into another. That's how you cross-contaminate. I'm going to take that much relish, and then you're just going to mix until very well blended. And you can add onion powder, garlic powder, Old Bay, whatever you like to add. But this is just a really quick relish that me and my family enjoy. And all I'm going to do is, like I said, mix a little bit of the mayo with some relish. Blend well. Let's taste it. Perfect. Put a little bit of Old Bay on top of mine to give it some color. I love Old Bay. And I'm going to set that aside. Okay guys, for those of you who do not like to fry in grease, I have an air fryer. I don't know how many of you have this at home, but it is great. It's wonderful. I did an alternative to frying. It's called air frying. So what I did is I've coated this piece of catfish with water, not egg, and I did the potatoes in the same fashion. As you can see, it comes out just as crispy. So I took it out of the air fryer, and as you can see, it's crispy. No oil was used. The potatoes are nice and crispy. They're done, nice crispy skin. And also your catfish. It's really good and crispy, and it's all the way cooked through. So this is another alternative to cooking in grease. You don't have to cook in grease. I still coated it with the fish fry. I just did not use egg. I only used water. So this is the final dish. I want to thank everybody at MCDC, my families, the kids, and the staff. I hope you guys enjoyed it and had as much fun as I did. Until next time, see you guys later.